What is up? And this is conjecture. So a while back, I started doing parkour. What? And even months into it, I realized there are a ton of misconceptions that the public and even I still have about it. When we hear parkour, we usually think of insane people jumping off buildings, like we see in Assassin's Creed or YouTube videos. There is some truth to that, but the people doing this aren't stupid daredevils, and that understanding of parkour really takes it out of context. So I'm making this video to explain the philosophy and history of parkour. So parkour is a form of movement. It's a way of navigating your environment, and humans have been moving since, well, a while. But the first tangible roots of parkour grew with French naval officer Georges Hébert, who in 1902 coordinated the rescue of hundreds of people in Martinique after a volcanic eruption. After experiencing this, he realized that athletic skill must be combined with courage and altruism in order to be truly useful. Être fort pour être utile. Be strong to be useful. With this in mind, he eventually created Méthode Naturelle by combining published European physical techniques with indigenous environmental movements he observed as a naval officer in Africa. The natural method provided ways to make our movements more efficient. It included techniques like rope swinging, wall climbing, tree climbing, really focusing on climbing, because going up natural things isn't a skill we tend to develop. To train soldiers in his natural method, Hébert implemented the Parcours du combattant, literally course of the fighter, essentially the first modern obstacle course. For a long time, many French soldiers trained with Parcours du combattant, including militant firefighter Robert Belle. He held the same beliefs, those of useful athleticism, that were the foundation of the natural method. But even more inspired by this natural method was Robert Belle's son, the founder of modern parkour, David Belle. David Belle and his friends loved this idea and soon practiced it non-stop. For them, it wasn't just movement, it was a discipline, a way of life. Their philosophy focused on self-improvement, both mental and physical, to overcome any artificial or natural obstacle they may face in their environment. What many don't understand about parkour is that it's not crazy people jumping off buildings trying to look cool. It takes years of practice to know what you're capable of doing in a safe way. And these people jumping from roof to roof aren't doing it for fame, they're doing it to improve themselves, to shatter what they once thought impossible. As you can imagine, word spread about these crazy, amazing people, and Belle and his friends performed an exhibition of their discipline in 1997. Shortly after, Belle left the group to pursue an acting and stunt career, but he wanted the name of the discipline to reflect its roots, like the Parcours du combattant. A friend recommended replacing the C with a K and taking out the silent S, and thus, parkour was born. This group and Belle continued to perform other public events, but the problem was everyone only saw the incredible things they were doing, like the YouTube videos we see. They didn't understand the hard work, training, and philosophy behind parkour. For a while, there were several injuries and deaths because of copycats who had no idea what they were really getting themselves into. But this all changed in 2003, when Sébastien Foucan, one of Belle's best friends and original group members, starred in the documentary Jump London. This documentary showed all the incredible things that Foucan could do, but discussed at length the philosophy and the precautions they take in practicing their art. This documentary also saw the first usage of the term freerunning, which Foucan had intended to be an English translation of parkour. Unlike parkour, which focuses on efficient movement through the environment, freerunning is more about creative expression, incorporating elements like flips. Foucan actually left the original group the same time Belle did, but to teach and pursue this more creative form of parkour. Now that people really understood what parkour and freerunning were and how to safely practice them, it really took off. London specifically became a hotspot for parkour and freerunning, and many teams and parks emerged. And then with YouTube in 2005, things really exploded because anyone could share what they were doing with anyone else in the world. In this description, you can find videos of the type of parkour Belle and his group originally practiced, insane variations on freerunning, and even parkour and freerunning tutorials. Whether it's parkour or freerunning or something else, the discipline for me is about expressing myself as I navigate through my environment. And I hope many of you now see it that way too. Thanks. I make videos every week about things that interest me, like parkour. So if you thought this was cool and enjoyed, then subscribe and share with friends and comment and let me know what you think. Speaking of, I plan to do another video about parkour, one with me in it, talking about my relationship with parkour, so stay tuned for that. Thanks.